You are hurt and you must survive. So there's your prompt. The clock has begun. Yes, we are deep in the annals of sudden death. And I'm still busy with something else. So, like, literally, y'all get a head start. I'm just kidding. We're going to reset. That's not fair. That's not fair. If you are participating, you can give me a heads up at any point, even after I do my jam. And we'll check it out. We'll check out what you did. And then I'm going to edit what you did into a cool video later on. Here we go. 2, 1. Let's do this. Okay. One game, 1 hour. How does this go? Right. So we're going to need things. What do I need? This is my first question every time. Well, we're hurt and we want to be less hurt. We want to survive. So how do we know we're hurt? Well, let's just have health. So here's health, and this is just a counter, but I think we could get the job done with that. Right. Yeah, probably. So I'm going to say 50. I don't know. That's just like a number. Let's say 50. So we have 50 HP. I'm going to fill it all the way up, but we don't have all our HP. We got like, let's say half. We have half of our hit points. So let's clarify some things, right? This is the idea that has begun. The idea that has begun is we have an injury and we need to heal and not die. We're just going to say hit points. A part of me resents the idea of hit points for no good reason. Just like, oh, it's overdone. Like, yeah, of course, because it works. Yeah, of course it's overdone. Thank goodness it's overdone. But I think for a 1 hour game jam, yeah, we can probably let that go and just use it. Okay, so there's hit points. Let's get something else on there. Let's get a number displayer. I'm not even gonna make it look pretty. Usually I want to change the color, the size, just really make it a little nice. No. That has consistently led to failure. So the core game, the only thing that's gonna make it work, you are hurt and you must survive from being hurt. That's what we want to make sure is here. So we do have this counter, and if I hit play and we move this over here, you'll see hit points 25. Now this is not great, right? I would love it to be like a bar, but that would be too easy or too much effort or too hard. I don't know if it's too hard or too easy, but it would be the wrong choice for this. We're just gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna get another thing here and I'm gonna make it 50 so we know how many there are. 25 out of 50. Does it have to be completely, pixel perfect even? No. I say no. I am going to get rid of the background. Okay, this is slightly visual. All right, I concede, but that's okay. Let's drag this. I'm thinking off the top of my head, like maybe I want like an imp-based game. I don't know. Just try to work with the things that we already have. The imp, of course, if you're not familiar with Dreams, it is the cursor. Yes, the cursor is what that is. 25. Let's make this over here. Just so it can kind of like make some sense. You know what I mean? It's a little big. Squish it in. Get it on there. This is important because it conveys that you're injured. It conveys that you have only 25 of your 50 possible health points. So I think that's information worth framing in a way that is understandable. Okay. And it should look kind of good. Just kind of. Okay, 25, 50. It doesn't say out of. I don't know that I really care. I do. So let's get another text displayer. I'm just going to make it a slash jablam. I probably could use paint, whatever. This will do. Bring this down, put it there, and I'm going to take out the border and the background, and I think that's enough. We're not worried about aesthetics as much as communicating something to the player. So we got it. 25 out of 50 hit points. What more do you need? It's a game. Okay, it's not. But we'll get there. We're going to save it as a scene, so that way it's ready to be dropped into a dream, which is sort of the container in dreams for games. The scene, which is what we're saving, is more like a level, right? So let's say this is hurt, but get better. Hurt but get better. Not my favorite title, but that's okay. We do convey the core game aspect and all that stuff right there. Okay, we got it saved. We're good. No more stalling. That's what I was doing. So here we go. Hit points, 25 out of 50. So what has the hit points? What on earth has these supposed hit points? Well, let's, okay, I have an idea. I'm gonna make a cylinder. No, it doesn't have to be a cylinder, but I've decided. So there's our cylinder. Blammo, ka-jablam, no problem, easy peasy. Let me get this all on the grid for us. And I'm gonna make it a color because then it'll stand out more, and that's helpful. So that has a purpose. I'm gonna continue with my theme of blue as the protagonist color. I need a much bigger stage because my idea is this. We are this cylinder, this log, this canister, whatever you want to call it. We are it. And let me get a stretch tool. And we have to get to the end of this track. But we only have half of our hit points. And we must get them back. We must get them back. So let's get a goal. Something we know means that it's a goalpost. So let's get, I'm going to get cones because they aren't cylinders. So that way we know we're not dealing with cylinders in this realm. I don't know. I'm not saying it makes sense, but like it kind of makes sense, right? Because why would there be a cylinder marking a goalpost in addition to a cylinder that is like you? It doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's get on the grid a little bit more because we are really just flapping all over the place. So I'm going to come all the way to the end here. I'm actually going to make myself a camera bookmark so we can get here a little more quickly. So I'll come down here, hit this little bookmark icon, and then that'll be the end. And I'll grab a cone. Okay, I thought I could hover over the camera bookmark in that time, but I couldn't. Or while I had this held, but I couldn't. I couldn't hold this object and hover over the camera bookmark to select it. I thought I would be able to, but I was wrong. Now, this needs to be bigger because it is a goalpost. Goalposts, they gotta be big. Isn't that the whole point? Okay, so let's make this a bigger grid size so we can drag it quickly. Wonderful, look at that. That's a whole game. Okay, maybe not, but it's getting there. Okay, cool. Now we're stamping things. This is definitely not worth thinking about, what I'm thinking about right now. Like, this is not that important. So let's stop doing it. We did make a cone over here that we didn't end up using, right? So we should get rid of that. Nope. So whatever. Great. So there's our goalpost. I'm going to make it look a little more goalposty. Let's make it, I mean, I know we're blue, but it's not a cylinder, so it doesn't matter. I'm actually going to make it glow a little bit just to really emphasize to the player, because this is something that I find myself focusing on is, does the game, how can the game communicate how the player should play it as succinctly as possible? As succinctly as possible. So there's this. I'm going to put this into the brightness. So that'll just flash a little, give us some razzle dazzle. Very nice. Look at that. Excellent. That's where we're going. I'm going to make it a little faster. I know I didn't need to. Okay. So there's our goal. There's our character. Now we have to be movable. We have to be able to control our character. I'm going to actually back us up over here. And I'm going to get a puppet. So I did use a puppet for the first time last time, but I'm not really using the puppet. I'm going to use the puppet interface chip, or the puppet, not the interface chip, but the puppet group, which is sort of like an imp tracker or a head tracker, you know. I'm going to select the hips of this puppet and I'm going to delete it. That gives us all of the body parts when we double click on the hips there, and then I press triangle and they go bye-bye. Now, I am going to want to get the player or the puppet control chip available. So that way we can make some changes we'll need to make. Let's get our puppet, quote unquote, into the starting position. I'm actually going to go on the grid a little bit for that. 50 minutes remained. We have done 10 minutes of sudden dev, and now there are 50 minutes left. So, are we in the group? Okay, now we're in the group. We know we're in the puppet group because we see this blue ring at the bottom, which is hard to see given that the color of the ground is a little not helpful. Okay, so now we have that. Much easier to see. Wonderful. Okay, so why I wanted to have this open is so we can come to the bones here, and I'm going to make the hips, the pelvis, which is where we had to double click earlier, sort of the root of the puppet. I just kind of want it to be like more centered before we do this. So I wanted to use the puppet options to make this character just any old part. It only has one part. To make that the pelvis, which will essentially make it a whole puppet. Now we have to be able to control that puppet, of course, for it to really show its value. I'm going to open up the puppet logic chip. There are some defaults in here that I'm going to want to get rid of, especially because they will activate things like follow me or procedural animation. I don't want any of that. So we're going to get all that out of here. Now we have these controls and we have all of that. So we should be able to control it right off the bat, pretty much. All right, we're good to go. So now we got our cylinder. It's our character. We can move down the line, and then there's the finish line. I gotta say, it's not that far. When you look at it like this, it's really not that far. So, okay, you can see we're floating above the ground. It's gonna have some procedural walking, which isn't really something that makes sense. I'm not going to worry about it being super realistic, like it needs to roll a certain way. These are the hangups that I think don't get games not done. Okay, this is the kind of thing that gets games not done. Is worrying about, does it look perfect? Does it look realistic? No, that is not what is going to get a game done. What is going to get a game done is the mechanic being good enough. And I gotta say, as long as we're not walking around as a cylinder, I think the mechanic is good enough. So let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Wonderful. Look at that. It's not walking. It's rolling. Now it is off the ground, which is not my favorite. So let's go into the sculpt, and I am going to drag it down so it's closer to the ground. Blam. Super easy. Now we got a cylinder character and a, whatever, reaching the end. Wonderful. Awesome. Doing it all with just a PlayStation controller. Easy peasy. Now, I'm going to save it, and I'm going to want to find a way to, I guess we should just, let's just put the fundamentals. This is where I start getting creative in my thinking. Incorrect. We must not be creative. Creativity is not allowed here. The creativity will manifest itself, okay? We don't have to try. It'll be there. We're already artists. So let's get some focus on something important, and I'm going to make a scoreboard. Yeah, we're going to get the scoreboard right now. That way I'm not scrambling at the end, which happens, and I hate it. I'm going to actually, no, I might want the imp. Okay, anyway. So I'm getting distracted. This is the score. What is the score? Survived. Let's just say survived. That's one. And then I'm going to make another. And this one is going to be survival time. So this is how quickly you get to the end. Very basic game measurements, like super straightforward. I get it. Whether or not you survived, how long it took you to survive. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to make sure that these match their corresponding score gadgets. Survival time. And we're going to want conditions. Why do they get triggered? What makes them get triggered? Well, of course, if we cross this finish line, then you survived. So let's set that up. So that way we have a win condition. Super great. I'm going to get a trigger zone. I'm going to hook it up. I'm actually not hooking it. I was just attaching it to the surface. A little different. Doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to get my brain together. Talking helps me concentrate. It really does. But sometimes I'm talking and it's not relevant. And that's fine. But like when I come to and I'm ready to talk relevantly, yeah, it's time to switch. Okay, I guess this should be like kind of even for the sake of fairness. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So there it is. Wonderful. This is going to look for the player. I don't know why you'd be up that high, but just in case. So we're going to set this to look for possessed controller sensor. Totally fine, because that's what this is. If we look over here, we should see it already flashing, and it is. So we know that that one is set up. Wonderful. Now, if that trigger zone gets triggered, I'm going to get a node for it to pass through. Y'all might know by now, I like my nodes. I do like my nodes. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so that way we can get the signal that will ultimately go into the score gadget. There we go. Oh, there we went. And there we went. Okay, here. So this already has the trigger zone wire. I'm going to make it a flag, and I'm going to make it green because it's kind of trigger zoney. And then we're going to put this into here. This will survived +1. We can just have it set to 1, really. But like, what if you yeah. Yeah, let's make it plus. In case we want to change it, it'll already be adding up. Because like, what if I want you to do multiple rounds? We might not have time for multiple rounds. So this is where I'm going to bring this up again. I'm going to bring up this graphic. It's going to cover my entire face. Okay, we have the stretch goals and the core game. The core game is we are a cylinder that needs to get to the finish. That's part of the core game. The stretch goal we just came up with is... What was the stretch goal? What was the stretch goal? The stretch goal was, the stretch goal is rounds, more than one round. Will we get it? Probably not. Maybe not. But it's a stretch goal. So that way, by calling it a stretch goal, I know that it's there. I'm not forgetting it. I'm not leaving it behind. It gives it a place while also being realistic about what's practical in the time frame. Okay, great, wonderful. Survived. That's the trigger zone. Wonderful. We're going to want to post that score as soon as it comes through. So I'm going to hook this up to that. Now, as far as how long it takes, I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We just want the one condition. Now, last time I often have been relying on doors, and in Dreams, a door is basically whether you start a level or exit a level. And like, if you win or lose, we could just exit you, right? And that's the quickest thing. But I would like there to be a little more cushion, a little more meaning to it all. So let's say you survived. You did. You really did. Good job. Keep it up. I don't know if you survived in a PogChamp time frame, but okay, you survived. We'll just have to find out. You survived. Super big. Yep, you did it. Maybe not up there. So this will pop up. I'm going to get a selector, use it as a state machine, as I like to do. I'm going to stuff these score gadgets into a microchip that is colored like a score gadget-ish. And I'm going to drag them in there just so they're out of my way. Wonderful. And This is our you survived thing. Let's keep that in there too. And of course, our state selector. This is for something else, so let's move that out of the way. This is going to, actually, what I'm going to have this do is move this to state B. And then I'll have state B turn on this. It doesn't make a lot of sense in a lot of ways. But the good thing about this is, actually, it's not going to have a bunch of wires sticking out. It's a little, I don't know. I might look back on this and be like, you shouldn't have done that. And just for the record, every time that I say that, I have always come back and been like, you shouldn't have done that. But maybe this time it's not that serious. We'll find out. Okay, so when this goes to B, it's going to send a pulse to both of these, which will do the things we need. And by being in this state, we'll know that it's time to put this up. So there it goes. It's up once that's triggered. And we're going to want to say, what do you want to do now? What do you want to do now? So here's what I'm going to do. Let's get this. I'm going to say this is continue. Something I've liked doing is sort of making it endless. That kind of is, that feels a little bit like a cop-out, but, you know, you can just keep continuing and keep getting a higher score. But at least it technically is endless. I mean, that's kind of cool. Continue, exit. Exit. There we go. Very important, very simple. Oh, I forgot to clarify buttons. So let's do that. I'm going to say circle is exit at this stage. So we're going to need to make sure that circle only is going to be relevant when this state is active. So let me get a microchip here. I'm going to drop in all of this stuff. Oh my. Right here. And this will be a microchip that we will have turn on only when the win condition has been activated. Okay. This way we can make sure that these rules only apply to this chip. And one of those rules is going to be, if you press circle, you exit the game. So there's circle already ready for us. I don't really like all these default wirings, but that's okay. Let's put that in here. I could label that as circle, but yeah, I just think that that's not the best use of time. I'm going to get rid of all this because I don't like any of this. I just don't. We'll keep that. Okay, and then I'm going to, we don't need a jump. I don't want to jump. But let's do X as the other signal. Let me grab that wire. Oh, crap. I don't know which wire it was. All right, hold on. First, we'll make the node, and then I will, first we'll make the node, and then I will hook up the X. Do-do-do. Great. Awesome. X and circle. So this is X. This says continue. So let's keep it near that. I'm going to have, let's make these all need to be something I want to do more automatically. Is just make text displayers big gadgets, because then I don't have to wonder what it is. Continue, exit, right. So if that's true and you press X, we're going to want a little bit of a delay. Yeah, for real. Because otherwise, someone may already be pressing X. I know, guys. This sounds like why are you even worrying about this? Because I've been around the block and I know what happens. And I'm going to anticipate it. And you know, maybe that's an important step with making a game in such a short time, is considering what you already can expect because of your past experience. And in this case, I'm going to say it's making sure there's a little delay here before these buttons are available. So very short delay. Let's just make it 0.6 seconds. So once this turns on, that timer will go. And when it's done, it'll power on these. And when these are on, we will want a doorway, right? Or actually, we'll want to loop it. It just depends. So let's reset. I guess. Yeah, you can reset. It's not, yeah, it doesn't reset your progress. So let's say if you press X, we're going to hit this global settings reset input right here. So this will reset the scene. I don't know if I'm going to be glad about that decision, but that is the decision that I'm going with. So I'm going to also want a door. This is exit. That's an auto guide. I know my doors, and that wasn't one of the doors. This is the end, my only. Anyway, so this is going to be an exit. I'm going to name it exit. Exit. So we know. Probably could have just do EX, eggs, like that kind of makes enough sense. Okay, then this we're going to put in there. So when we press those, if all these other things are true, it's going to choose one of these two options. That should be true. Let's check it out. I think it'll work. So we're in our character. We're going towards the finish line. We should cross it, and we should get some information. Okay, great. If we press continue, it resets the scene. Excellent. Some things, but at least it works. And then let's try that. Circle, and we exit. Great. So we need to add the label for continue. That's pretty much it. Where is... Okay, so the big gadget thing was not applied to this stuff, which just has to be okay. Number displayers don't have big gadgets, and I get it, and I don't blame that. And also, I would get down with it if it did. Oh, wait, where's our chip? I lost my chip. Didn't we have a whole separate chip for the... Did we put it in the score chip? Yes, we did. Okay. So this is going to be... Oh, but that makes sense. So let's make this a flag, and then, I don't know, red or whatever. It's a win condition thing. Great. So there's that. We want to get continue to have... I just had to get my bearings. I don't know. I was a little confused. Let's put X in here. I'm trying to minimize those moments with the work, the labeling, all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's put this like here. So great. Not beautiful, but it definitely gets that job done. So I'm going to save it. What do I want to do now? So we are hurt. We can win. I'm just going to put, I'm going to put it in a dream. I'm going to put it in a dream as well. Yeah, I want to test the game. Okay? I want to test the game. Yeah, don't make it public yet. It doesn't make sense. Don't make it public yet, right? Like, don't do that yet. You deserve to not have it be public yet, okay? That's me I'm talking to. You deserve it. You do. You do what you do. You deserve what you deserve. Oh, and we switch to the Impies scene. Wow. Wow. That's bleak. That's bleak stuff, guys. This is how you waste time. Okay. So we saved it. What was that? I don't know. Now I'm going to make a dream, and we're going to put the scene we just made in there. We have an entrance, and now we can make an exit. So that way it's just ready to go. I already know I made kind of a game. All right, so let's save it. Not going to put a background. Yeah, it's fun to put a background. Roll if you can. Roll if you can. I mean, I wanted to take into consideration the injury, right? So it's like, yeah, you roll to get to the finish line, directions in the title, but what if also not only do you roll to get to the finish, but you can only roll if you can roll. And why can't you maybe roll? Yeah. It's because you need to survive. It's survive, escape. You got to survive. Okay. What happened? Please make it stop. Besides to me, what happened to the game? What the heck? All right. So that's fine. There are some... No, don't worry about that. I'm like, I want to make the angle different. Don't do it. Do not do it. I will add a camera that is fixed. I think that's a good idea. I could be wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Let's put this on the chip, and we'll just kind of keep it right here. So it's very clear. Hey, what are we here for? We're here for rolling. We're here for rolling. So that should kind of stay in place. That is very close. That's a little close. That's a little too close. So I'm going to get into that camera. Can you tell that I feel like I can take more time because I at least did the bare minimum. I don't like that, and I want it to stop. But it is true. No, no, no. Further away. It's very unpleasant to be that close. And then maybe like, yeah, maybe more of a high angle so that way we can see ahead of us and we're not taking up like the entire screen. Okay. Get in here. We'll make it force possessed. Oh, this is horrible. But I kind of like it. It's really weird with the fixed camera, but I actually think it's kind of cool. So let's do it. Great, good. The hit points stuff is in the way. That's for sure. 30 minutes remain. 30 minutes remain, y'all. We have done half of the one game in 1 hour jam. You only have 30 minutes left. What the heck? What the heck? It's not that bad. I feel prepared, right? Great. So these hit point things are in the way. Let's put this over here, I guess. It's like over there. Oh, we got a slash. Oh. Bring that here. Right. So those are that's the little consequence. You're going to have to move every little thing. Great. So now we see the hit points. They're not in the way. We see where we have to go. Awesome. So how do we make it a game? Oh gosh. So I'm thinking the lower your hit points, the slower you go. But you can still get to the end. Right? How does that keep you from getting to the end? Well, we'll worry about that later. Let's just set up a mechanism that allows for us to get slower when we have lower hit points. Now I'm going to get a microchip for our hit points data. Oh, look at my face. How long has my face been see-through? Where's that microchip? I'm that microchip. Oh, wait, show me I want a microchip face. Yeah, microchip face. I am the microchip. Okay, that's not important. It's not important. Cool. So this is all fine. We want to put this in a new microchip. You see how you saw my brain fart trajectory. I think that's one of the most interesting things for myself is looking back on this and seeing my zone outs, seeing what happens, my ADHD in real time, and it's kind of awesome. So this is going to be health, and even though it looks like death, we want this to correlate to how fast we go. So what controls our speed? Well, that's going to be in the puppet group that we added, which reminds me, I want to make sure we are force possessed because nobody wants to possess. Just be possessed. Oh my gosh, my face is getting keyed out. Look, I know it's not important. I know it's not important, okay? But it also kind of is important. It also kind of is. Okay, that should be better. Let's see if that's better. What? What? It matters. I'm still putting on a show. Great. Okay. Now we are going to locate the force possession, which is actually on the controller sensor, which, where is that? Oh, that's on the puppet. Right, these are globals. Oops. I've been putting a lot of stuff in my globals. I hope that they are actually globals, but I don't actually know because I wasn't noticing. Force possession, wonderful. And then speed. So here's movement speed. This will directly correlate to how fast we go. So if I hit test mode here, we can see we're moving. Now let's bring this way down and let's see what that's like. If it will let me. There we go. So that's definitely slower. The turn speed is still pretty high, which is interesting. But we are definitely moving more slowly. Does it work? Is it broken? Because I'm like pressing forward. Wow. So it's very sensitive. It's kind of cool. It's a one button game right now. I think it should be a one button game. Why not? All right. So we're going to turn down the turn speed. And is this like a good halfway speed? It's a little too fast. We really, really want to be slow. I don't want run speed. We're just walking. A little bit of walking. So this is pretty painstaking. This is very slow. Maybe a little too slow. Well, we could also just say 0, right? We could say it's 0 unless, oh, we want to make this longer. Or not. I thought the turn speed would, okay, wait, turn it down. Now what's it like? Oh, 4 degrees every second. I see. That'd be a good thing to bring low down too, is the turn speed, because that's really quite punishing. So let's not make it 0. So that way, if you really want to crawl across, like, sure, go ahead. But it's going to suck. Okay, cool. So that's that. Now I'm going to hook up some stuff to these speeds. This is our slowest speed right now. So this will be if hit points equals 0, then yeah, it's time. Okay, so this is health. This needs to be on the puppet. This is trigger zone. I'll keep that off the puppet. Oh, and that is not anything I want. What? Don't do this. You don't know me. Okay. Stamp that in there. Great. Now we're back at our hit points. So I want to say, if it's 0, it's at this. I'm going to get a, I guess we could just, I mean, I guess you could just die if it's 0, right? If you have no hit points, you're dead. That's how that works. So let's actually, oh gosh, don't think too hard. I'm thinking hard. Let's just hook these up. We're going to make them modulate. So that way, the higher this is, the more close this will be to what we set it at the maximum, which is not what is happening here, actually. So this will be halfway. So let's say, oh gosh, I don't know. This is turning out a little harder than I would have expected. I'm not mad, but it's true. So then if this fills up, that goes up more. So this would be maximum speed, right? We got our full hit points, your max speed if you're at full hit points. I dig it. I think the turn speed could be a little less. Okay. And then if you are at almost no hit points, the speed will be like this. It's brutal. Brutal. Great. So you start out injured. We have 25, half of our hit points right now. And that's the speed. Cool, cool, cool. Now, we've got that. That's wonderful. If you have less hit points, you have less speed. I'm going to actually, real quick, make an input here. Click the globals out of my face. Let's make this a node, and I'm going to have this input be lower health, lower HP. That is not a P, and now it is. And then this one will be raised. Where's all the HP logic? Is it, oh, it's on the scoreboard? No, it's not. No, it's right here in front of you. No, it's literally the counter. I'm like, there has to be a bunch of logic. No, it's just one gadget. Higher HHP. It's going to have to do. hit points. Happy hit points. We're happy hit points. Wonderful. Let's make this a skull, and we'll make this a flag, and we'll put that into here. I'm actually going to make it a pulse, so that way every unique signal that comes through that node that is at least 1 will cause it to increase or decrease by 1. So this is increase, and this one's decrease. Ba-doop, ba-doop. You can do it. There you go. And we'll hook that up there. Great. So we got our increase and decrease. If we look at this, it should have some nice little output nodes, input nodes. It does. So what causes that to happen? Well, I'm going to do healing first. So I'm thinking we just have pickups. I feel like there's pickups. Now, how are they going to be, like, quote unquote randomized? Yeah, I don't know. That has consistently been difficult to do, but that's okay. You know, I could have like multiple possibilities. I would love if it was just like random. That'd be great. So what will healing look like? We are a cylinder. What happens when you are a cylinder and you need to heal? I don't know. I don't know. So I'm just going to make it an orb. Yep, it's just an orb. What am I going to do? Make it not an orb? I ain't got time for that. I'll make it shiny though. And we're going to make it, we'll make it blue-green. So that way it satisfies people who associate green with health. I feel like this is not color blind friendly. Let me try it. Yeah, we can try it. What? It's important. See now, well, nobody has, a few people ever have this monochrome color blindness. It's possible, but it's super rare. Okay, see here we can see that is not, look at that. We can do better. So let's make it whatever this is. At least it looks different. Okay, great. And we'll turn this off. Looks green, wonderful. I am going to have this be, I guess we could just start it in the middle. We don't really need any much logic other than a trigger zone that is looking for the player. And when you touch it, there you go. You're in good shape. I'm just going to stick this on here. It is already a sphere, which is wonderful. The extent to which this zone is outside of the sphere will be where the player can detect it and actually collect it. Okay, good enough. And then I'm going to add I'm actually going to add a wireless. And this will help us get this signal out there. I'm just going to say H for health, good enough. Great. And then if we come back to our hit points, we can get a wireless receiver, hook that up into the higher increase one, get our H, make sure it's scene wide. And now every time so when we cross that path, we should get 51 HP. We should go, or 26, sorry. We should go from 25 to 26 when we hit that sphere. Excellent. And so it doesn't go away, so the health just keeps going up, which is not great. Now I will say 1 is not a lot. That's not a lot of HP at all. So here's what I'm going to do that I already regret as I start to formulate it in my mind. That's okay. I'm going to have this loop itself. Okay. And then when this goes off, oh, this is a bad idea. It is. Oh, man, because it's complicated. And if I could do it quickly, yeah, it's great. But I don't know if I can as well as I think I can. So then every time this timer loops, it'll add 1. And we can say only add up to a certain amount. I'm going to get a selector here. I guess you could just have it come back to A, right? Because then it would be off again. I think that's a great idea. So let's put this in the next. So the timer will come on. It'll reset itself every time it fills up. And then it's going to pulse the next when it's done. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. So after this fires 5 times and it's on the 6th time, it should turn off. Gosh, I hope it works that way. Now we're also going to need to gate that signal to tell it not to go into the health increasing. All right. That is neither an input nor an output node, in my opinion. And we'll say that if it's, oh, we could just take the active port, because if it's 0, that'll go off. If it's anything but 0, it'll be on, which is just what we need. Okay. So this should give us 5 HP. If I've done this right, I may not have. So we just want to tap it. Wow, that super worked. It didn't. Oh, we have to stand there. Oh, it's silly, right? No. Wait, what happened? What happened? Okay, see, this is it's kind of one of those things that you just have to test. And when you have to test it and you're on a time crunch, not great. But you have to test. Okay, let's see what happened. What went wrong? I'm going to get into here. get close to it. What happens? Oh. Okay, so here's what happened. What happened is we have it on B. We don't want it to be on B. We actually can use this exact same active port thing, since then it'll keep it going until it's 0, which it will be 0 once it gets to A. So this should work. Here we go. Tap it. It should take us up to 30. Great. A little slow, but it does do it. And then it stops. Great. So, oh, did that give me 6? It did. So we need to take 1 off of here. And then I'm going to want to make it a little faster. That would be great. I think this is fine. Boop. Yeah, it can be a lot faster. Yeah, no one wants to wait for that. 0.05. Great, so that's fine. Wonderful. Now, what am I going to want to do? I'm going to want to have the health be picked up. I'm going to put this in a microchip. I hope that that's the right choice. And we're going to call this health collected. Yeah, I'm typing out collected. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Thank you for understanding. Make it like that. Great, this is good enough. So then we can maybe clone it if we really want to have like something else. I don't know. I regret doing this. Anyway, I don't regret it, but like I don't know that we'll need this chip. Anyway, let's connect this. Well, we need to actually to get a destroyer. So we can say that once this fires, then I want you to activate the destruction. We could even say, let's actually do it like this. Oh, this is an output node. Wait, is it? No, it's not. This one is. Actually, I don't know. Oh, it is. Okay. It doesn't matter. This one is HP, and this one is what? Output, output, output. Oh, destroyer. Oh, man, but that's literally a destroyer icon. Oh, poopy. Ah, poopy. Okay, it's fine. So now we have this output, and this output, right? We want it to be an output. Yeah. So this will come on whenever the active signal, the active port, whichever one of these selectors is currently highlighted. As long as that's above 0, it'll send out a signal, which will destroy our health pickup. I would love for there to be some feedback. That's something I've neglected because of time for my past jams. But you know what? I'm thinking this time might be worth a shot. So let's do a sound effect. I think we have PlayStation camera hooked up. So let's just do something quick. How do you make sound? Okay, I know how. I know how. I've used Dreams a couple times. Here we go. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Bleep. 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 Pew. Ding, ding, ding. All right, those are our sounds. Yep. Yep. So I'm going to get a timeline and, oh, that's a, wait. Why did it disappear? Don't do that. Great. Put this sound on that timeline. Obviously, we did a bunch of things, so we're going to need to deal with that. Stretch this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this was time consuming. But hey, you know what? I have practice now. Next time I'll know to do separate recordings, stuff like that. This time we're doing this. Okay, I think it's everything after this, right? Okay, bad sound, good sound, and then win sound, begin sound. Okay. Let's keep this up here. I'm gonna make this timeline a little smaller, just as long as we need. Is that the right sound? I kind of want it to be right as soon as we Sweet. I guess we could change the pitch a little. What? Just a little. Okay, so this is if we get health, we collect a health thing. We'll say after the destroyer destroys, or as soon as the destroyer destroys, then we'll play this once. I'm gonna make this green for myself to know that that is the good sound. We can clone this, and we can do the bad sound. Yeah, there's bad. There's gotta be bad. It's the only way. So let's move this. I'm sure there's better ways to do it, but this is how we're doing it. Okay. Shrink it down, please. Okay, great. So this is our negative sound. We can actually bring this, maybe the pitch down. 10 minutes left, by the way. We are at 10 minutes. Sudden Devers. We are, oof, we're getting close. We're getting close there. But, you know, there's so much we already put in place. I'm really proud. And I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, I've had a lot set up that I'm really proud of. Okay, now it can't be heard. Why? Why would you do this? Whoa, that sounded awesome. Okay, great. So that's our negative sound. Let's make it red. Let's get our wind sound blue. Open this. You know, I wanna have done some sounds. You know, it's what's important to me as a game. And maybe in the future, you know, I'll prioritize it differently. But this time, I'd like to know how that works in a crunch. Sweet. That is obviously the wrong pitch for us here. Oh, that's not ding, ding, ding. There we go. Sweet. So there's that. This is win. That is negative. And then finally, we'll want one for, you know what? I'm not even going to do that one. This is enough. Great. So we need to emit the thing that we have here. There's an emitter. Bad place for it, really. Let's put it on the globals chip. And I'm going to hook it up to this health pickup, like so, if it wouldn't mind. And wait, what did I just do here? Okay, we're good, I guess. I'm gonna make it time between emits. Oh gosh, I don't know. Oh goodness, I guess what it was fine. I guess I do want it to continuously go. Ding, ding, ding. So since the, hold on, let me get this. I just want it to be like centered. Where is it? Oh, it's still up there. Don't do that. Okay, so now it should be at the global microchip. And they should just be like kind of firing out. Now they seem to be immediately destroying themselves, which is exciting. We need to hook up the destroyer. That'll do it. little things like that. It do be like that. So I'm gonna unhook this. Wait. Oh, we have to emit with wires. Okay, emit with wires. Blam. Okay. There we go. So now it's out there. They're shooting. Okay, every second is what that is. So maybe not every second. Maybe every 5 seconds. And then we'll say at maximum, there can only be 5 at a time, something like that. And I would like it to be a little, oh man, oh gosh. Okay, let's use this as a way to change what the speed will be. So they'll come out at different speeds. And then I'm gonna want it to rotate as well. So it kind of comes in different positions as well. Let's do this. Oh, that's a mover. I want a regular rotator. Let's open that up. And I guess I'll just do something very similar. We'll just get the signal generator, which means, you know, you could time it and like guess when it's going to fall. That's fine. I don't care. No one cares. Okay. I'm gonna, okay, the emitter. Oh, wait. Can we, okay, I don't know, actually. Let's just, I'm just not sure if we can keyframe the emitter arrow. I don't know that I have the patience to figure it out. How is this going emission-wise? What are you up to? Okay, so they're not destroying when they go off the map. That's an issue. That in and of itself is an issue, for sure. I hate that. Okay, forget about it. So, we needed to rotate. So let's, yeah, we already have that hooked up. Good. And is it rotating? No, because you have to put it, I mean, I feel like it should be. Oh, I see. You see, because the emitter has to be what, so I have to get a sculpt. I don't have to. There is a way to hook it up to logic, but it's like, I don't have time for that. So I'm just going to have this all be surface snapped. Hopefully that didn't cause an issue. So now it'll rotate, not the way we want it, but certainly. I'm going to get on the grid so we can make sure this rotation. 5 minutes remain. By the way, we have 5 minutes left on the clock. Okay, so there it's going like that way. Very far, a little too far. Wow. Don't be like this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this 0. I'm going to make this overwrite. And then I'm going to come to the signal generator and we're going to modify the signal. I don't know how much is going to be the right amount. Max, what is this for? Rotation? Sure, why not? So now we have a bigger range for the rotation. Oh my. Wow. Okay. Jeez. I guess give it some pausing so it can go the other direction. But it doesn't go. Oh, so we have to make this negative. I see. We have to make this negative in order for it to work the way we want. So that way it can bring it down to the negatives. And then there is a way to randomize it a bit, for sure. Like if we say this is a range, it has to be between here, then we can be pretty sure it's going to be different. Okay. So that's shooting off things. Obviously, a lot of them are going to go off the level, which is awful. I would love a way. Oh, this is not a great game. Okay. It's not. I am going to get a trigger zone in the last second. I think I did get a little too comfortable. We have 3 minutes left. And I think I haven't like tested it. Like it might just work because, but I'm relying on the faith there that we did set it up enough earlier. But like, I don't know if we did. I assume we did. Okay, I'm gonna put this under the level. Make it nice and large. Big, 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 big. Make sure it's under. I'm gonna get off the X-ray. Oh, that doesn't help as much as I wished it would. I just want to be able to see better. Okay, so if it goes off of here, and we're gonna say, oh my gosh, I'm gonna say it's looking for a label, and that label is going to be object. Oh gosh, 2 minutes. 2 minutes remain. Dang. So, right. What happens? Oh yeah. I need to get this whole thing. This whole. Oh my goodness. Wait. No, it's the sphere you want. Oh gosh, we're in danger. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna unconnect this to the emitter, open this up, and we're gonna call it object. Boop, boop. Reconnect it. And so when this detects it, I want it to destroy the thing that was emitted, but not all of them. Oh gosh. Oh wow. So that actually is very complicated. Whoops. Yeah, because now it might just destroy. Oh, it's gonna destroy all of them if you do that. Oh crap. We could just say we'll just have it pump out another one if that happens. All right. So that way it can compensate for that. I'm gonna make it a pulse 55 seconds remain. Dang. Plug this into here. Well, we do kind of want it on all the time. Oh man, this doesn't make a lot of sense. I gotta be real with you. We're making mistakes. Oh, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, oh god, 30 seconds left. It doesn't matter. It matters. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Am I in danger? 20 seconds. I think that's danger. All right, is this a game? Ding, ding, ding. Okay. So that's not good. That's bad. 10 seconds remain. I think we're going to do a little overtime here. I think we're going to do a little overtime. Just a bit. Not too bad. 3, 2, 1. Let's do overtime. Let's do overtime. We're going to do a little overtime. I'm going to do... Let's see. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Let's do 5 minutes. All right. I'm redeeming 5 minutes for myself. Okay. So, look, time pressure is weird. Sometimes you just have to not worry about it as much. Okay, so now that's out of the way. It should be emitting health. This is not my favorite game that I've played. Oh my gosh, there's some health. This is a weird game. It's a weird game. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm just gonna... Let's just, instead for the how long it took you scoreboard, which that's something I've had trouble implementing, is the time one. Not in general, but in sudden dev. Wait, why is that invisible? Don't be. Stop. Thank you. Stop. Thank you. And just to be clear, it is only the sphere that's emitting, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say every time one of these gets collected, I guess we're going to want to go, oh my goodness, on the player chip for that? Well, I lost where everything was. I guess on the controller sensor, because that makes sense. We'll say that if health is collected, then... Oh, we gotta do the sound effects. Well, we got no enemies. Shoot. Oh, shoot. Dog it. And then we've got this all the way over here. Oh, man. See how tough this is? All right, we got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left for the 5-minute extension. So this is what? Survival time, score modifier. We're going to say health pickups, because it's, yeah, that's fine. I could say like health collected, but technically you get like 6 at a time or 5 at a time, so I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. So there's that. Wonderful. Higher is better, and we're gonna... I didn't really have to change that name. I guess you do, because it's what appears on the actual scoreboard itself. So we got almost 2 minutes left, almost 3 minutes, closer to 3. Okay, what do we do? So we want to say that when this goes off, add 1, just to give us a purpose for that extra scoreboard we set up. Just give us a purpose. All right, make this 1. Oh, we got to make this one. I don't know if I ever made that one. I did. And then that goes off. Okay, so we'll say that when this goes off, I would also like for you to play this sound. Great. So I think we're in good shape. We got hit points. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it kind of does. So I'm going to stop my overtime. You should continue your overtime. I think I've got it, though, at this point. I think I've got it. It's you know, I think, and something that I'm excited about doing sudden dev over and over is looking at what the results are. What games do I tend to make? Why is that a limitation of the time, or is that more of my own limitation when it comes to developing games? Probably a little bit of both, but to what extent is what I wonder. All right, great. So there's that. We're gonna save it. I'm gonna publish it. We'll Okay, just don't do any of that. You know what I mean? I'm still in rush mode, even though I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm still ready to rush. I think it's a good exercise for me to seize moments a little more efficiently. Danny Kaka has made Connie's Unfortunate Adventure in only 1 hour. Very nice. This is Danny Kaka's first entry to the jam, and Danny has apologized already for the entry. Let's see. Maybe we'll be like, okay, yeah, I see why you apologize for that. Or maybe we'll be like, hey, it's not that bad. Made for at Leisurely's Sudden Dev 1 hour jam. Let's go. Theme is indeed Survive Escape. Here we go. No, I'm laughing because I'm imagining Survive Escape as a Dreamiverse Dash game, and I gotta say, it's kind of meta. Okay. Now I don't remember what's in the template already. I don't remember what's already in the template. So we should look into that and sort that out so we can appreciate that. I am dropping frames here. Why is that? Why would I drop frames? Like, what's the big deal? So what? So what? It's just a Dreamiverse Dash. Maybe my computer just doesn't like Connie that much because Connie's been there. Connie's done that. Okay, we're good now. So we know what to do. This is what I like to do when I analyze these. How does it meet at least the criteria I give to myself for games? How does it meet those criteria? Well, we know what to do. It's very obvious right when you start, right? You got to start, you got a goal, you walk through it, you trigger it, you get to the end. Very simple. Now, Media Molecule provides this template. This is actually one of the most early templates that Media Molecule has in Dreams. Oh, I fell. So making a game in 1 hour from scratch, that's cool. It's possible. But in Dreams, you don't have to make it from scratch. You can utilize what Media Molecule or other creators have already put out there so you can dive in. This is not just trees. This is not just health bars. This is not just even beautiful scenes. This is a template, a framework that lets us add our own game into what already is kind of a game. So this is kind of already a game, and then we can express ourselves however we want within that. Danny Kaka has chosen to express themselves with some blocks that may or may not kill me. Ouchie, ouchie. I hope you recorded that. I so hope you recorded that. Oh, geez. It's a hard game. I can't beat it. I don't know if I can beat this one. It's tough. It's actually very difficult. I'm going to go ahead and say this is, of course, a game. It's a game. Did I get to the finish? No. I assume it's going to be together, though. We'll make sure. I'm going to concentrate. I'm going to be really serious. But Danny, I mean, I assume you put the blocks in between the goal and the finish line, which is decisions. Those are decisions. I'd be curious to know, like, what you found most challenging and what you spent the most time on. And that may be the same thing. So yeah, I'm just curious, like, what you spent the most time on, because I want to appreciate it. I want to give you the appreciation you deserve for this. But that can be hard to do. The zoom pad messes up Connie's right leg. Was that intentional? Wait. Shreppy. Maybe. I mean, that would then go with the Survive Escape theme, wouldn't it? I mean, Shreppy may be reaching to make that work. Or maybe that's the intention. It could go either way. Yep. Oh, gosh. Oh, I made it. Oh, look. There it is. You're right, Shreppy. I was just like, I didn't even notice. Danny Kaka confirms when she lands, she loses a leg. The theme, right there. A busted leg. I like how it's also like floating there. Like it's gone. Like you are amputated now. Okay. Oh my god, and look, she's like actually hopping on one foot. That's pretty cute. That's very impressive because it explains, it makes it make sense. Like this is not just a visual thing. This will change how you experience it. Now what's that? What is that? What is that? That is something else. Danny says, I spent most time making Connie, but that looked like it would take more time. Right. Yeah, it's hard to know what to prioritize for so many different reasons. Very understandable. Highly understandable. Be weird if it was too easy for you. Becomes a ball. Oh. So when we land a second time. Oh, look. Oh, so we have to land carefully. So this is a mechanic. So it's not just you hit the trampoline, you land, and something says, oh, we hit the trampoline, so therefore you lose a leg. No, no, no. It's not like that. Instead, it's actually checking how far did you fall? Do you deserve to have broken your leg? And in this case, we did not break our leg. I'm very happy about that. I prefer my legs unbroken. All right, that's just me. Okay, so I'm a little afraid to use the blow thing, but I mean I have to, right? Like what other choice do I have? Gentle.
Ouchie, ouch.
Oh no! Stop, 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 stop. That's hard. That is very hard. I thought maybe since I hadn't lost both legs, but you know, the fan is brutal. The fan will ruin you, period. So it's possible that it wasn't intentional that I'm able to circumvent. Breaking a leg!
Ouchie, ouch.
Ouchie, ouch. Ouchie, ouch. So I just need to accept that when we land from this, it's gonna be a lot to deal with. And you just have to deal with that. Just like going all over the place. Ah! Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Did I win? What? Okay. What? So I think so. So I think what has to happen is I have to actually step on the pad that is in front of the gate, not just go through it. Okay. Wow. Wow. Just because you don't have any legs doesn't mean you shouldn't try to stand. Can I get an amen? All right. We mean it for real this time. We know what to do. We know what to expect. This will be no problem. I'm sure everything will be fine. So we want to make sure we're at kind of an angle. Oh, 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 oh.
Ouchie, ouch.
Ouchie, ouch. No more leg. That's fine. We're okay with that. You know, Danny, this has some nuance for real. When I saw Dreamiverse Dash, I definitely thought maybe what you meant by the apology was that it wasn't like enough of a game, but it is. It is. The Dreamiverse Dash, all that gives you, this template, what it gives you is a start point and an end point. There's probably some other things too, but that's pretty much the gist of it. And everything else is just what Danny Kaka decided to add. Well, I guess I'm not able to do this as well as I thought, but we should finish it. We should try to win because it seems possible. I have some confidence. This isn't not addicting. This is not addicting.
Ouchie, ouch.
Which I think is pretty much an important quality. For a game, you should want to play it. I am wanting to play it. I'm going to keep everybody as long as this takes. But we're so close. Here we go. This is the moment of truth. Will I make it? Yes. Yes. Don't land. Ah! Oh my god. Oh, I can't finish. Hey, you know what? That's okay. Great work. Awesome job. For real. That is such a hard part to get that finish final score posting bit in there. That is not an easy thing to fit in, but you managed to come up with a concept that fits the theme. You managed to make it challenging. And thanks to some folks in the chat, Shreppy especially, I was able to realize that you had an injured leg mechanic added. Very impressive. Well done, Danny. And look, here's the thing. It's not about, is it a great game? It's not even about, is it a game? It's about, did you try to make a game? And if you did well enough. And you know what? You tried. And I bet you learned something. What's something you learned? Did you learn anything you didn't know before? Okay, let me catch up. Let me catch up. So after this, unless anybody else has made something in 1 hour, I'm going to open up the phone lines. Yeah, we're opening up phone lines. If you want to join the show, there's only one requirement. You have to have ever contributed to Survive Escape. That's the rule. That's the rule. You know, it can be a suggestion. It can be, you know, if you've suggested something for Survive Escape, it can be more. It can be you like our pierogi gun and made an amazing map. You can be Ian's Sane Artist and made, well, a different kind of map that's amazing. All of that, all of those folks also qualify. But also if you came through and chat one time and said, it should have this, welcome. Welcome on the team. Welcome on the team. Yes, Pepe, your flag drawing explanation absolutely counts. 100%. Absolutely. It's completely different control. Oh. Okay, let me catch up. Thank you for sharing all these thoughts. Wow, look at all this. This is so much. Okay. Wow, I'm impressed. The template just has a start and exit. Thank you, Sheik. Danny spent most of the time making decisions. That's so interesting. Wow. I wanted to have a lion chase, Connie, but that looked like it would take more time. Yes. It's like assessing viability, right? Like, if I make this choice, will I be able to get that done in time? That's hard. It's a hard thing to manage, for sure. It's interesting. Shreppy says, just with that, this turns into a clever meta commentary on the standard template. Ooh, that's very interesting. I'd like to hear more about that. Shreppy says, and on the vulnerability of video game characters. My hat's off to you, Danny Kaka. This is much deeper than it seems. Agreed. 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 You have that game designer mindset, right? You took the theme and you interpreted it and started to make mechanics that are connected to the theme. You got that brain. You got that dev brain. Yeah, I think it's a great point, Shreppy. Shreppy says, well played. Danny says, I think you just jumped over the trigger zone. Oh, okay. I'll call that a win. I'm calling it a win too. I'm calling it a win too. Shreppy says, it's kind of heartbreaking to see Connie hobbling along like that. It is. Actually, you're right. It is kind of heartbreaking. I mean, look, I am going to say something that might be shocking. I think Connie is kind of a sociopath. Look, if you've done the tutorials, you have probably come across the way she treats Cuthbert sometimes. And I gotta tell you, she's not very nice. Oh. So I'm not saying anyone deserves this, but Connie ain't no angel. Let's just say that. Oh, poor baby. She's handling it like a champ, though. She's handling it like a champ. Danny says, I just need to make the transition to the ball smoother. Right. Yeah, it technically does it, right? That's what matters the most. And then that's completely different controls. Wow. That seems challenging to make a separate set of controls and have it work. It did work. You made it work. Shreppy says it has the added bonus of counting as a Dreamiverse dash. So that's another Dreams achievement for you. There you go. I like the way you think, Shrep. Denise says, I just deleted the leg and Connie started hopping naturally. Oh, so that's probably the puppet bones, right? When we were making, well, anyway, you can see it in the puppet tweak menu. There's a page that just has bones, and those bones are connected to sculpts. So if you delete that sculpt, then yeah, the bone will be gone too. The association with that bone. So it makes sense. Look at that. Dreams making it so easy to even realize what you didn't know you could realize with Dreams. Okay. So Dira says, suggestion, add a broken toilet randomly up there with a small cardboard sign saying Ye Golden Throne. What? Do I know what that's about? I don't know what that's about, but you know, just let's circle back. Let's circle back to that. I don't know what that means. Zodira says, I hope I get more into helping with Survive Escape now that I'm getting more into Dreams. Ooh, we should talk about that. Down with Connie. Don't I know it? Shreppy says, oh wait, does she lose parts of her face as well? It would seem that way. Wonder how the eye can be lost. Isn't it based on your imp? Oh yeah. Oh, so yeah, it didn't lose an eye. My imp is a one-eye imp. That's why. It's my little one-eye imp. That's why. Good call. Goes a because I wondered that too. I was like, wait, did we lose an eye as well? It's like, no, I just never had two eyes. So if anything, losing one leg kind of kept everything consistent. One eye, one leg, one game, 1 hour. Sheik says, in my experience doing these, I will sit there thinking for an hour. Gotta just go. I know that's right. I know that's right. Sheik has done quite a few, so Sheik is knowledgeable in the challenges. And now, Danny, you join the ranks.